This video is sponsored by Deep Cut Studios. For a wide range of fantastic gaming resources such as battle mats, dice trays and pre-painted bases, check out the description below.
Every day across Malifaux, my friend, new tracks are being laid down by the various railroad companies that aim to be the first to crisscross the entirety of this hostile land. And the most well-known, fastest growing, and ruthless of them all is Condor Rails, run by Anya Lycarayen. Now Anya has only recently taken charge of the company, given the position when her father stepped down a while back, and many wondered if she was up to the task. You see, her father was a ruthless businessman, using means of varying degrees of legality to ensure that the business grew to as big as it did, and he had made many enemies. Enemies who would have no qualms about taking advantage of the naivety of a fresh-faced president who hadn't even reached 20 yet. Sadly for them, Anya was no pushover. She was definitely her father's daughter and had no qualms about taking advantage of any opportunity, buying up smaller companies, forcing rather one-sided deals with competitors, and bribing officials, along with a litany of other things that would be rather embarrassing if they ever came to light. She has also done things that her father would have never considered, like partnering with the Explorer Society. Unlike her father, who hated dealing with anyone on equal terms, she knew the resources provided by the Explorer Society would help her out in the long run, even if it meant having to go to a few boring meetings every once in a while, because to her, the Explorer Society is just another valuable tool to use when necessary, and she has many effective tools at her disposal. Her most trusted employee, most likely because it isn't human, is Sovereign, a mechanical beast created by her father to protect his daughter during her first few months as head of the company. Her father probably thinking it would give her the time she needed to gain experience, while not having to worry about an assassin's blade in her back. And although it is quite good at that task, Anya sees Sovereign as way too useful to keep as a simple guardian, and instead uses it more as a negotiation tactic. The Metal Condor, now infamous across the business world for pushing Anya's business proposals rather hard. Although she has proven to be business savvy and ruthless, that is no guarantee that Anya will survive the challenges ahead of her. Besides the numerous enemies she has made, the guild is also breathing down her neck, saying that she is on her way to becoming a monopoly, a major problem for the guild, unless of course the guild is guiding it or at least has a hefty hand in its profits, which I'm sure is something they suggested to her in a not so subtle way. Unsurprisingly, Anya ain't inclined to share. Her father built Condor Rails, and she plans not to only keep it in the family, but also expand it to new heights, aiming to control the railways across all of Malifaux, and no force, whether it be professional, governmental, or supernatural, will stop her.
Hi guys, and welcome back to our Malifaux Masters Breakdown, where we showcase the factions and personalities vying for soulstones and dominance within the Broken City. Today's episode features the young rail magnate of the Explorer Society, Anya Lycarayen, and her Syndicate keyword. The Syndicate act as the versatile jack-of-all-trades of the Explorer Society, able to take a wide variety of options both in and out of their keyword while maintaining effectiveness in both damage and scheming. Their primary mechanic is the price of progress, which allows a model to suffer a damage when taking an action in order to add any one suit of their choosing to a duel. This makes the Syndicate highly effective at ensuring they get exactly the result they are looking for at any given time. In addition to this ability, the Condor Rail Associates are also efficient at putting out the stun condition to shut down enemy triggers and reduce their action economy, while Anya herself allows for the manipulation of ski markers into hazardous terrain through her expansionist trait, which affects any of the aforementioned markers in her line of sight. First up is the young business prodigy herself, Anya, a highly mobile and dangerous master with an array of disruptive and damaging tools at her disposal. At move 6 with Blade Rush and a stat 7 Tomahawk attack with the suit on every trigger, she can certainly put out the pain where needed. However, in many respects it is her counterplay that is her strongest asset. With the ability to shut down enemy support of their allies within 6 inches thanks to hostile work environment, or her excellent mass reposition tactical action of Union Buster, this master excels at ruining opposing schemes and setups. With the support of her Steel Momentum Crow trigger on her bonus action, Anya can leap around the board with ease to shut down opposing plans while enacting her own. Supporting the expansionist plans of its master is the Stormbird Totem Sovereign, an exceptionally dangerous beater that can zip around the board in no time thanks to its move stat of 7 and Fly With Me bonus action. Sovereign's signature abilities are its 2 pulse effects in the form of Sound of Thunder and Thunderstruck. The former triggers whenever the big bird is first moved during an activation, while the latter comes in the form of a range 6 2-inch shockwave attack. Either way, enemies will have to pass duels to avoid damage and the stun condition through either their defense or movement stats. The Syndicate possesses 3 henchman options, starting with Corvus Rook, a DUA agent who excels at exerting control over the enemy's hand thanks to his pressure attack action and backroom dealings bonus. Corvus is a massive late turn threat to Soulstone users thanks to his easy access to the execute trigger through Price of Progress, and he can be a real pain to shift thanks to the wide variety of defensive abilities that he has to support his high stats and HP. Next up, we have the refined celebrity of Winston Finnegan, who can be counted on for the always excellent Arcane Reservoir, Luck Thief, and Don't Mind Me abilities. On the board, Winston provides great maneuverability thanks to his Dirigible Ride bonus action, and which also features a wide variety of tantalising triggers worth taking a point of damage for. Finally, Winston's Sharp Wit attack action can actually generate you Soul Stones on a crow in return for the action itself failing, which is a really unique mechanic. The final henchman is the Outcast starter model Yannick Waller, a key piece at increasing the efficiency of the crew thanks to her Ingenuity ability, which allows you to trade a scheme marker for a card every time you would discard. This goes hand in hand with the Shouting Orders trait, which allows the Concentrate action to be taken as a bonus in exchange for a discard. On the board, Yannick has an effective inertia shotgun with heavy blasts on moderate and severe, and can pulse out healing and damage with her Democratic Elections tactical action. Supporting these forces is the Syndicate's single enforcer, the Catalan Brawler, a bodyguard beater who possesses the ability to deal hefty counterattack in close combat thanks to the Cage Fighter defensive trigger. On the back of its card, the Brawler has a good range of damage, healing, and allied condition removal that should help it survive where the fighting is thickest. Joining the Brawler is the slightly more standoffish Catalan Rifleman minion, coming in at 5 Soul Stones with average stats across the board. The Sharpshooter is great at taking pot shots at incoming fighters thanks to the Expert Shot and Stand and Fire abilities, while its attack actions offer a range of conditions and versatility. For an equal cost, you might instead consider the Shady Operatives of the DUA, excellent toolkit pieces that can choose to be treated as friendly to your opponent thanks to their excellent Infiltrator trait. With additional movement from their bonus action and range scheme marker removal through the Arson attack, these minions will often punch well above their weight in terms of scoring key victory points. Finally, for 6 Soul Stones, the Syndicate can hire a Seeker ally in the form of the Surveyor, hardy fighters that can add to the amount of hazardous terrain thanks to their Geode markers and Field of Steel bonus action. With these in place, they can then use their Hook Chain attack to drag unwitting opponents through for high damage synergy. Finally, the trend of bonus move continues with the Chain Gang bonus action, where they can move both a Surveyor and a friendly model up to 3 inches up the board. The Syndicate keyword is fast, versatile, and efficient in scheme marker play, able to secure a wide variety of victory conditions. While lacking a major beater outside of their master and the Brawler, the keyword can synergize to offer stackable sources of hazardous terrain to whittle down enemy forces, and can always make use of the excellent range of versatile options that the Explorer Society presents. Anya herself is able to secure some schemes almost single-handedly, while models such as Sovereign and the Operatives force your opponents to deal with them as you score in their backfields. On top of this, the reliability of Price of Progress ensures that you can get the trigger you need at the right time, regardless of the suits that you have in hand. Strategies that incorporate the full extent of the gaming area play to the strengths of the Syndicate, as do those that require enemy forces to be whittled down in health collectively. However, if you find yourself standing in the way of the Condor Rails expansion, then fear not, there are ways to increase your chances of survival. Firstly, while the stun condition is rampant in Syndicate, min 3 damage beaters should be able to make short work of their low health pools, especially if they are already damaged through Price of Progress. Likewise, the lack of healing outside of Sovereign can be a real problem if the big bird is focused down early, which should almost always be the case. Finally, abilities that reduce maneuverability such as the Stagger condition can go some way in penning in such a speedy keyword. So if you're looking to give the Syndicate a test drive, then consider the following example list, which allows you to get the full feel of the keyword's options before then expanding into the realm of versatile choices. Use Corvus and the Operative to hold your enemy forces up while Yannick and the Rifleman provide covering fire. The Surveyors can provide excellent sources of hazardous, while Anya, Sovereign and Winston can focus on shutting down enemy plans and schemes. So that brings us to the end of this Malifaux Master breakdown. We hope it's been useful in giving you a snapshot of the crew and its mechanics. A massive thank you to the vocal talents of the wonderful R. Vandus during the video's intro. You can find more of his excellent lore content in the links in the description below. For more talk about Malifaux and its masters, why not check out our podcast The Harlefaux Show, where we break down each keyword and why you should play it. Alternatively, we have a wealth of beginner-friendly battle reports here on the channel that guide players through every flip and decision. Whichever you choose, we look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care, folks. Hi guys, and thank you so much for watching our videos. It means the world to us. If you want to see some more, they should be over here. If you want to support this channel, keep these lights on. You can find links to our Patreon and merchandise in the description below. Take care.